Hello world, I am What If Study, and I am back, baby, with a new one. This one is What If Deku Was a Fallen Angel. It's a little bit weird, it's a little quirky, it's a little high fantasy, if you might say. So just don't be a square, just go with the flow. So this world is a little bit more different. We're going to have a place called the Abyss, a place that's in a well where a lot of bodies are tossed and is lost to time. It's kind of in the middle of Hero High. It's just in the middle of the courtyard. That's like one of the only changes we're going to get. And also, Deku's mother is going to be a little bit different. That's all the differences are. All right. Now, when Deku is born, he is born as a miracle to this world. Although he may not actually be a miracle, it's spectacle of the entire world, as he is born with a quirk, something unheard of. Not only that, he is born with a quirk that unleashes a golden aura across the planet. Once it unfurls and compresses down into one single form, it turns into golden wings made out of complete light. They condense and contort around Deku, protecting him from any sort of attack. He can control them for the most part, but that's not really why he's powerful. He's powerful in a religious aspect. After his birth, his mother gets so many questions as she is treated like Virgin Mary, of course. And her son, correlating, probably treated kind of like Jesus. He is treated with the utmost respect in every single world. But his mother realized all too soon, this is just too much for a child. She promised Deku one day when he turned 3 or 4, after the Pope, just randomly stopped by to say hi. This isn't a way to raise a child, she says to herself. His mom wasn't so fat in this version. She's a lot more skinny. She wants to look good for the public. She's almost let that hit her like a bombshell. She looks like a completely different person, trying to look better and better as her public image becomes more conducive with the rest of the world. I'm gonna raise you differently, away from all of this. You're not gonna see Mama, but Mama will be right here, okay? She lets go of Deku's hand as she drops him off at his new house, a chapel atop of the hill next to Hero High. In his chapel, he has all the amenities a little kid really needs. She made sure of that, at the very least, giving him as much money as she possibly could. Deku was raised by several butlers and an entire just armada of people praying to his chapel outside. After all, once his location was leaked, thousands of people flocked to start praying at his chapel. However, they could not get in, so they prayed outside. They would wait out in the sun, sweating their asses off all day, no matter what. They even tore down the buildings around him just so that they can have more space to pray. Deku never really understood this. Many religious figures would send bodyguards, people to protect him, but they soon realized that they were being turned around too fast. His mom was quick at work. Instead, they requested to see him one final time. It was granted because it was almost all of the religious figures in the entire world. In this consultation, almost, of over 50 different religious figures, they all came together to try to decide who would protect Deku, if she would allow it. They asked his mother. But she said, "Ask my son. I don't give a fuck anymore. It's all up to him." Deku had been hard at work, binging as much as he could. And by this time he was turning around 5, I would say that he got this tick for All Might, of course. All Might, please! All Might, of course. All of them kind of get nervous. Do we really know where All Might is? And of course, he is incredibly hard to reach. Until one of them finally pops up with a phone, going off into the back room. As they all leave, kind of saddened by the situation at hand and not being able to help him, the call goes through finally. Someone gets a hold of All Might to come and see Deku. Why would I have to go see him? Because it would be nice for you to do. You need to protect the kid. Teach him how to survive, okay? The Pope was actually the one that called him. We're just going to use him as a character, I guess. Fine. I'm just going to visit him for like 5 minutes, tops. That's fine. As long as you see his potential. The Pope ends the call as they all rush into their different situations. The religious figures scatter across the world, trying to plot their own ways of helping Deku or plotting his downfall. After all, not all religious organizations are working for the greater good. All for One finally rolls up. Alright, fine. As he gets out of the car, this is a younger All Might. More aggressive, more despondent. He's not like the All Might we know. As he clicks on the little face screen to let him into the garage, Deku's face pops up on the screen looking at All Might as he immediately plants his face into the wall, into the screen of the camera, saying, "Oh my god, it's All Might, it's him, it's him, it's him, it's him. Okay, you're allowed through, Mr. All Might. Welcome to my humble abode." As the gates open up and he says, "Wow, thanks, kid." Oh my god, is this just gonna be another fan? As he walks into the chapel, he is incredibly surprised by the magnificent, I can't say that word, wow, that's weird. As he looks around, it's just a massive mansion, all right? It has all these paintings around it, but it's all drawn on the walls. Deku has drawn across the entire place out of sheer boredom. Even by the age of 5, he has very little to do. He takes note of this as he walks up, not finding Deku in anywhere, until he goes up to the balcony that overlooks the entire backyard. Thousands pray. Oh, oh. The praying gets louder and louder as Deku is just sitting there, staring at the crowd. Why do they do that? Oh, oh. They raise their hands and bow down onto the ground. All Might is basically just watching all this happen. I don't know. It's pretty creepy if you ask me. You're just a kid. That's what I'm saying. Nice for you to stop by, All Might. Here. As he tosses him his little hero handbook, which has all these little doodles of all the heroes, just like his original product of Deku. He signs it, chuckling to himself a little bit, and puts it back in his hand. Alright, that's 5 minutes. As he starts to leave, Deku says, please, please, please stay. For just 5 more minutes, okay? I can show you how strong I am. As he unfurls his wings out to a massive wingspan that spans almost 12 meters. These massive wings just dwarf his entire body. They seem to collect power as as the loudness of that increases, the wings expand, contort in different ways. I guess it really is something. All right, kid. Here. Your first lesson. As he looks down at the kid, he kind of like tries to think, and he kind of thinks in his brain, and then he just kind of goes out and he's like, hide and seek? As he jumps off into the sky, trying to basically dodge his duties. As he jumps up into the sky, he thinks, oh, thank God. Okay, just think about this. How would I train a kid? He's a god. How am I supposed to help? I'm not a god. What the fuck? As he is in the middle of the air, Deku has caught up to him using his wings. How fast are you? I can go faster if you want me to. No. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So you have super speed. I don't have super speed. Shh. I'm not good at this, okay? This is my first day as a teacher. I'm gonna be honest, all right? I'm a little scared. I'm scared too, Mr. All Might. Yeah, I get that, kid. Oh wait, I'm falling out of the sky. As he is falling fast out of the sky. He didn't really prepare because he got surprised by Deku, as Deku catches him before he's able to fall down onto the ground. They both touch down onto the ground as Deku holds him up into the air and then lets him go. But the harsh landing onto his legs as he says, that's not lighter next time, Deku. Yes, Mr. All Might. Maybe I shouldn't be out in public. As thousands begin to rush over to him, his fanatics all follow him. As he says, maybe I should get back to my house. As All Might says, yeah, I'll come back with this plan, I swear. As Deku says, I'll be waiting for it, Mr. All Might. Till next time, as he jumps off into the air using his wings to power himself through the air, the massive burst of air behind him kind of ruffles the hair on All Might's head. As All Might says, I have no plan. Okay. You know what? I'm not a teacher anyways. I don't deserve to be. That's okay. That's just my lot in life. I don't know how to train a god. I don't have a wing. Should I just recommend Hawk? God damn it, I can't just give this responsibility to somebody else. Yeah, Hawk might be just a better idea. As he walks away defeated. But someone taps on his shoulder. As he looks over, it's a woman dressed in some sort of red leather and very fancy clothes. But it's the middle of the day. Why is she wearing such heavy clothes? She says, I heard you talking to my boy. Here, let's talk. As she walks up into an elevator going up to the top floor. You coming? As she turns around, kind of puffing out some smoke. Sure. As All Might is a little confused, but follows her into the small elevator, which he barely fits into. And she is very much smaller than him, so she kind of ducks under his bulkiness as his elbows hit the sides of the elevator. It was made for me, don't worry. Made specifically for you, or? Yes, that's what I meant. What else did you think I meant? Oh, nothing. All Might and her kind of stand there in awkward silence until it hits the 100th floor. It opens up to her personal suite, as this overlooking the city. It was beginning to come nighttime as she walks over and says, over to the windowsill, picking up a glass, pouring some shots for both of them. So you want to train my boy? Or you just want to give it up for somebody else? Listen, Mrs. Izuku. Mrs. Izuku, I'm not a good trainer. I've never been, all right? She blows out some smoke. I looked into your file. Your last little test, your old youngster that learned under you didn't go so well, right? Your grandchild. All Might clenches his fist a little bit, but holds himself back easily now. It was a fresh wound that she just stabbed into. Don't talk about him, all right? We're talking about my boy too, don't forget. Now, I think I already got you pinned. Yeah? Please, enlighten me, Mrs. Midoriya. You're disappointed in yourself. You don't want to fail again. I get it. And I wouldn't want you either with my boy. But you're going to do it. And why would I? Hawks is a way better teacher anyways. And he hasn't failed before. Just because someone hasn't failed before doesn't mean that they're better at it. It just means they have less experience. That's why I believe you'd be perfect. Why? I have no idea how to use wings. It's not just that. The boy looks up to you. Maybe he shouldn't, but he still does. So it doesn't matter. You'll be training him, and that's the last I'll hear of it. I get to make the choice whether to train him or not, and I'm not. She blows out another puff of smoke straight into his face. Before he could get mad at her, I got you pinned. Excuse me? Pinned on what? This is about pride. Pride? What do you mean, pride? You failed once. You don't want to be seen failing again. Because then you would have no self-confidence at all. Zilch. You'd be lost. Your pride as the strongest would be muddied by my son. Fine, yes. That is why. Now what? Just because you got me pinned, just because you understand my situation doesn't mean you can help it. So what? My son needs a role model. So get him a dad. I'm not some role model for hire. Do you want him to end up like Shigaraki? This stops him from getting to the elevator. That boy is cooped up in that place for his entire life. 10 more years of that, he won't be the same. He'll be a dead inside person. Just like she... Don't say his name again, and you're going through that window. Alright? She stops from blowing out the smoke as she turns over to the window. Oh. But All Might doesn't see her reaction. All he can think of is Shigaraki and how he failed. Even though that's the reason that he doesn't want to train him, it's also the reason why he has to. Fuck. Fine. I'll train him. But if he looks at me like I'm some sort of star-studded, as he looks around back to Izuku's mother, he sees Izuku in the wind, flying high on the 10th floor as he is flying, staring in. Izuku, don't do that. You'll attract too much attention to me. Come on. Sorry, Mom. I just really wanted to see All Might again, that's all. As she opens up the window for just a second, as he hops in, saying, "So, will you be my teacher?" Fine. Let's go! Oh my god! This is the best day of my life. Oh my god, I have to tell everyone. Every butler. No, everybody in the world. Okay, hold on. Thank you, Mr. All Might. I will make it my life's mission to make your apprentice wishes come true. I look forward to it, kiddo. All Might puts on his strongest face. Anyways, that'll do it for this episode. I hope that wasn't too confusing. And if it was, please tell me, because I can just re-upload another one. I don't mind. It's really easy to edit these. Peace, bitches.